whispers in the dust. Jared Miles, 33, had sworn he'd never return to Red Mesa. But when his grandfather, Thomas Miles, passed away, he felt something calling him back, a pull deeper than blood. His grandfather was a Navajo elder, and the last living relative Jared had. Jared, a freelance photojournalist living in Denver, had spent much of his childhood summers on the reservation. He remembered dusty trails, sacred stories, and the warnings whispered in Navajo. Stories his mother dismissed, but Grandpa never did. Now, driving a dusty silver 2011 Subaru Outback, Jared cut through the desert roads of northern Arizona, red rock formations towering like ancient sentinels on either side. The sky was burnt orange as dusk bled into night. The wind carried dust like breath on skin. No traffic, no people, just him, the desert, and the haunting stillness. The reservation was quieter than he remembered. Smaller. The trailer homes scattered like forgotten toys. The local convenience store, Red Dog Market, was still there, now with a cracked neon sign that blinked open in a lazy rhythm. He pulled up to his grandfather's home, a one-story adobe house with faded turquoise shutters and a wraparound porch creaking in the wind. The front door was locked, but under the third pot to the left, the spare key still lay, wrapped in dried sage. The moment Jared stepped inside, a cold wave hit him, not temperature. Something deeper, heavier. Everything was untouched. Old family photos, blankets folded, a pot still on the stove, dried out, rusted from time. On the mantel sat a wooden box with carvings. Inside were bundles of cedar, cornmeal, and a worn note. If it comes again, don't speak its name. Don't look in its eyes. Burn the cedar. That night, Jared lay on the old bed in the guest room, sleep refusing to come. The wind outside began to shift. It didn't whistle. It sang. Off-key, like a child humming a tune it barely remembered. Then, a knock, 3 short raps on the front door. He checked his phone, 2:12 a.m. No signal. Jared peeked through the curtain. No one was there, just desert, stars, silence. Then the knock came again. This time from the back door. He turned, heart hammering in his chest. Grandpa's old hunting rifle leaned against the hallway wall. He grabbed it, trying to ignore how his hands trembled. From outside, a voice. "Jared, it's me, Grandpa." He froze. Grandpa had been dead for a week, buried 3 days ago. He saw the casket. The voice grew louder, warped, wrong. "Let me in. It's cold." Then it laughed. Low, deep, like something imitating a voice it barely understood. The next morning, Jared drove to see Marla Yazzie, 58, the reservation's healer and a close friend of his grandfather. Her tiny hut sat at the edge of the mesa, surrounded by dream catchers and hanging bones that rattled in the breeze. Marla wore a long denim skirt and a red woven shawl. Her eyes were tired, like she hadn't slept in years. "You heard it," she said before he even spoke. Jared nodded. "Something, pretending to be him." Marla lit a small smudge bundle of juniper and waved it around him. "It's not pretending. It wears him. Skinwalkers don't just kill. They become. They mimic. But only shadows. Hollow things." Jared asked what he could do. "Don't run. Don't speak its name. And whatever you do, don't let it know you're afraid." She gave him a pouch of corn pollen and whispered a chant over him in Diné Bizad. That night, his old friend Tomas Littlefeather, 34, dropped by. They'd been inseparable as kids caught lizards, rode bikes down dangerous slopes, told ghost stories under the stars. Tomas was now a mechanic, still lived on the res, but his eyes were haunted. "Jared, there's been disappearances. 2 kids last month, a shepherd 3 weeks ago, then last week my uncle gone. No tracks, just a smell. And bones. Jared leaned in. You think it's the same thing? Tomas didn't answer, just stared out the window, then quietly said, I saw it 2 nights ago. It had your grandpa's shape, but its arms were too long, its head was tilted, like it didn't know how to wear his body right. Jared felt sick. Tomas left him with a blade dipped in white ash. If it touches you, cut. Don't hesitate. It's the only thing that slows them. That night, the house was deathly quiet, until the scratching started. At the windows, then the roof, then the voice. Jared, I remember when you were 6. You used to feed the coyotes with Grandpa, remember? Under the Joshua tree? Jared held his breath. Then it whispered from inside the room. I still have his memories. They feel so warm. Jared spun around. Nothing. He lit the cedar. The smoke curled unnaturally in the air, then formed a shape in the corner. Tall, twisted. Its face shifted between Grandpa, his mother Tomas, and then something faceless. It spoke in all their voices, at once. Jared held up the blade. The thing screeched, retreating through the wall like mist. Jared returned to Marla the next day, told her everything. She said the creature wasn't just haunting him, it was attached now, drawn by bloodline. Jared had seen too much, heard too much. There is a way to sever it, she said, but you must go where it lives, to the old ground past Dead Horse Gulch, where the land was cursed generations ago. They say that's where the first skinwalker was born, where a shaman turned dark, where names are eaten and faces are borrowed. At dusk, Jared set off on foot. The Subaru couldn't make the terrain. Wind howled like wolves. The air stank of copper and rot. At the mouth of a cave he found bones, hundreds, some still wet, and a voice behind him. You came back. It lunged. Jared ran, through brush, over jagged stone, blood soaking his jeans. He turned, swung the blade, connected. The thing screamed, not like a man, not like a beast, like both. And neither. Fire erupted in the trees, Marla's blessing. The cedar smoldered in his pouch. He threw it at the creature. The flames wrapped around its flesh like serpents. It burned, but it didn't die. It just laughed. You can't kill what was never alive, and vanished into dust.